Magnus makes the next 10 moves without even thinking. The knight goes to the middle, kicking away the queen. He chops. The bishop repositions itself, targeting the center. We go to an endgame. Queen h4, queen e7, threatening a queen trade. Hans doesn't repeat the position and instead starts making incremental improvements, kicking out the rook. The position is equal, but Hans is still up a minute. It's a lot of pressure on Magnus. Knight back to c7, rook d7, knight e6, targeting the central pawn, f5, taking space, and here comes the black king. Improvements are being made. Hans still has over a minute, but this is a very provocative move, and Magnus punishes it immediately. 4 pieces stare at the pawn on d4. And I think Hans is simply going to have to lose it, because now White has no coordination. Hans wanted to play for more, but he got a little bit overzealous there. We have rook back to f1, knight e4 check, and Magnus is just hunting down the pawns. He grabs a pawn. 5 seconds now for Hans. Complete turnaround. Can I just point out that on the 22nd move of this game, Magnus had 22 seconds on the clock, and 24 moves later, Magnus Carlsen has 21 seconds on the clock. He played an endgame, making every move in 1 to 3 seconds like stockfish, played the game completely perfectly. And Hans did not need to play for a win so aggressively. I think he desperately wanted to win the game. It was still very tense. It was a scramble all the way down the wire. Hans could have grabbed the pawn on b7. He opted not to go for this pawn because that would have left his entire right side of the board, the king side, even though the white king is at this point on the a2, totally exposed. This one went on and on and on. It went into the 70th move. It looked like there was a mating net, but finally, breathing room for Magnus, who is able to pick up material, go to an endgame. Hans making a few more moves, but it's over. It's over. The pawn is promoting. The second pawn is promoting. Black will sacrifice the rook for the pawn at the very end. He will queen, and Magnus had the same amount of time on his clock for the final 60 moves of this game.